Hello brothers and sisters, welcome to another episode on Dangerous African Confessions HD. Today we have a story from our brother. This is the continuation of the story, where he shares with us his deepest scar in his heart. His sad story is about how he got to know that he is not the biological father of his two children, but rather his church elder is actually their father. Without wasting much of your time, let's go and listen to the story.
I gave her the results for her to read. I told her she should explain to me when she finishes reading what was on the paper. She asked where I got the results from. So, I took time and explained to her how our blood was not a match, so there was the need for the DNA test to be done to know why that development. And since the first results proved I was not the father, I decided to go for the second one. That one also proved that I am not the father. I told her I needed an explanation. She said, that was not possible. There is no way I was not the father of the children. Honestly, I don't know what held me from punching her when she said the results were not correct. In order to restrain myself from not taking the law into my own hands, I decided to step out of the house and go spend the night in a friend's house. Before leaving, I told her to get me an explanation when I return. When I got to my friend Evans's house, he asked why I am in such a mood. I was all teary. I told him I wanted to just sleep and we would talk in the morning. His girlfriend was not around, so he asked me to go sleep in his bedroom instead of the guest room. In the morning when I woke up, I told Evans everything. He was totally shocked. But then, he asked me to do the test again in the presence of my wife so that everything would be clearer to her. This I felt was a good idea, so I called my wife on the phone and I told her to get the kids ready. We went to the hospital to get the test done again. At this point, I didn't care about the cost. All I wanted was answers from my wife. And if doing it again will help me get answers, I was ready to go through with it. The results came later and there it was. I wasn't the father of our children just as the first one was indicating. To be honest with you, I saw that. My wife was confused and she broke down into tears. I had asked my friend to come with us to the hospital, because I didn't know how I was going to react. He rushed to go and get a hold of my wife. She was about to collapse or something of that sort. So, she was rushed in and admitted. The doctor had a look at her. I came out of the hospital ward with my friend Evans. He advised me on what to do. Honestly, Evans is someone I always fall on in times of need, and he has never for once turned his back on me. He told me to take things cool with my wife. He said if I truly want to know the truth of the whole issue surrounding the children, I should keep my wife closer more than before. And make her know that I will never leave her nor the children even when their real father is known. This seemed to be a good idea, but it was also going to be difficult for me. Knowing that the woman I've trusted with all my life is not the person I thought she was.
Please kindly subscribe, share and like our videos. Kindly hit the notification bell so you will be the first to get notification to our videos when we upload. Thank you, and let's get back to the story.
The doctor came and informed us that he will have to discharge her the next day. He said he wanted to keep an eye on her till the next day to see she is in a good condition before he will allow her go home. My wife woke up the next day to see me and the children by her bed. I told her to relax and not worry herself. We came home after she was discharged. Now, in the house, she looked disturbed. So, I went close to her and told her that if she thinks I was going to leave her after getting to know the truth, she was just lying to herself. I assured her I was going to be by her side no matter what. This seemed to have worked, because I saw her smile a bit. I went to the kitchen and prepared some food for the children since she said she was not hungry. A week after returning from the hospital, I was in bed one evening and my wife walked to the bed. She said she had something to tell me. She was in tears, so I was a bit confused. I got up and held her hand. I asked her what the problem was. She started by saying I should forgive her. Even though I wanted answers to this mystery, I didn't know she was about to tell me exactly what I was looking for. So, I told her not to work herself up. She said she wants to tell me whatever there is, because I have the right to know. She again said that, even herself, it never occurred to her that what she was about to tell me could have been the answer I was looking for. She said that she never thought about it, because it happened before we married. So, I asked what she was talking about. She told me that, before we got married, and things were not in the right state in terms of my finances. And because she loved me that much, she decided to search for opportunities for me without telling me. She said, in her search, she approached Elder John to help me, either by employing me in his business or lend me some money so I can start something on my own. She said that, Elder John jokingly said that, she was way much beautiful and needed a proper man to take good care of her. This, she said, she didn't take much consideration to it, since it was coming from her church elder. So, in about a week or so, she said, Elder John called her to come home so they can discuss what she had put before him. She went and Elder John served her drink before they started discussing why she was there. She said in about 30 minutes into the discussion, she didn't realize anything again, until she woke up on his bed covered in a blanket. She said when she came to the realization of what has happened, she rushed out and confronted him. She said, he begged her not to tell anyone, for he was going to give me a startup money to start my own business. It was there that I got to know the reason why Elder John gave me the money to start my business. All this while, I thought he did that out of his own will. He told me that it was God that touched and directed him to help me out, not knowing it was a settlement of him sleeping with my wife. So, in about a month after that, we got married. She said she's been able to put that behind her and never thought that act could have produced our first child. The betrayal was immense, and it shattered my faith in both my wife and our elder. At least she should have told me when it happened, letting me know the main reason the money was being given to me. So, I asked about our second child. When I asked her, she came crawling begging me not to leave her. I asked her to let everything out. I told her if she tells me the whole truth, I promise not to let any other person hear about it. She said that she has never in her own way or will cheated on me in our marriage. She said that when the church went for an evangelical crusade outside Accra, I had also gone to Kumasi for a business retreat. They had come back to the hotel and were in the company of Elder John, one other guy who is a singer in our church. The rest were in their respective rooms, but they were eating at the cafe. She felt weak and couldn't control herself. All she said she remembered was Elder John offering to take her to her room. She said she woke up feeling she's been used. But then she was in her room. She went to Elder John and he denied doing that. So, to her, she thought it was a wet dream. That is the only incident she can remember. To her, if anyone can be the father apart from me, then it will be Elder John, because she has never cheated on me since we got married. The truth was finally out in the open, and I was left reeling with shock and disbelief when we went to him with the DNA test. He admitted to what my wife said about him sleeping with her. How could someone I had trusted and looked up to for so long betray me in such a devastating way? I was angry, hurt, and heartbroken all at once. It was a difficult and emotional journey, but through it all, we both learned valuable lessons about forgiveness, honesty, and the importance of facing our past mistakes. I stood by my wife and the children are still with us. They don't even know that I am not their biological father. When they grow up, we will sit them down and tell them. But until then, they are my children. I love my wife, and I love everything she has. And while the road ahead may be challenging, I am grateful for the opportunity to heal and grow as a family.
I will leave you here. As I always say, these are not just stories for story's sake. They are meant for us not to make these mistakes our brothers and sisters are making. That's why we share these stories with you. Please let's be mindful of the choices that we make, because they can go a long way to turn and hurt us in the future. Now, I love it when he said that he loves his wife and everything that she has. My only fear is what happens when the children come to the known of their biological father. And how would they live to come to terms with the fact that the man they've known all these years is not their biological father? Please to share your confession with us, you can contact our admin through the email address provided in the description. Let's get talking. Stay blessed and be safe. Thanks for being a part of this growing family. Kindly share your thought with us in the comment section below. And if you are new here, please subscribe, like and share.